Hey y'all, I'm Jason. We're doing a video today on the cage system. I had a couple colleagues ask me to do something on what I'm thinking when I'm improvising or soloing, and what I'm thinking is shapes. I'm looking at the neck in different shapes, and I typically solo or fill within the chord shapes. So if a song's in G, C, D, and we're in D at that moment, and I'm going to do a fill, most likely I'm going to pull out of the A shape, D major scale. If we're in the G part, I'll do something in the G shape. And I mix it with from a major scale to the relative minor pentatonic or whatever. I'll do other things within that. But what I'm thinking is shapes, and I want to explain that before I go into other videos with, how to do double stops and how to, strumming patterns and lick ideas. At least understand the shapes. I want to have a reference. So I use the cage system. I also use the 3-note per string system. I use both. I combine them, but I see the cage system much more easily for me. So the cage system is a system in which you can take the open string chords that most of us know, the C, A, G, E, and the D chord, and move them along the neck using a capo, your finger as a capo, to change the key of the chord. So an example would be a C chord with your pinky on the 10th fret and barring the 7th fret is a G chord. It's the same shape, G chord. And an exercise I learned years ago to learn the neck quickly, especially the A string, because that's gonna be your root. You're following your A and your B strings are your roots in this one. We start with the C scale, the C chord, is to play a fake song from C to C using this system. So we're going to do a C chord, and I'm hitting that 5th on top, the G on top, so boom chuck. And I'm going to slide that down to the 5th fret. My pinky's going to be on the 5th fret, and I'm going to bar 2nd fret. So I went from a C to a D, back to C, D, up to E, F, G, A, B, C, and walk back. So that's the C, the D, the E, F, G, A, B, and C. All major chords along the neck. Now that's not a scale. Those are just major chords along the neck, using the C shape from the cage system. You can move that with any of the cage notes, the chords. An A would be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So we're focusing on C for the purpose of this video, but every one of those is movable. So back to the C. If I can move the C from here to here and make it a G now, because of the G root, G third, and the G fifth, which we'll explain in another video, 135, it's safe to say that if I learn the C scale from C to C, not the full extension, that C scale, if I move it down to G, is now a G scale. So C scale, G scale, D scale, E scale. So it makes it easier for me when I'm playing and we're in E and I need to do a quick fill to go right into that C shape, E scale in the C shape would be an option. I don't do it every time, just that one shape. There are other shapes. There's a C, the E, the A, the G, the E, the D, E again, and the E for the fourth time. So you have the C shape all along the neck. You learn that C scale, and it's movable to B. So I'm going to do the C scale just in case you don't know it. We're going to go through it quickly. That way you have something to practice. And if you do know it and you're already using this, and we'll come up with other things like how to use double stops out of this, and how to fill melodically using these different shapes. So the C scale, starting on the A string, 3rd fret is your C, that's your root. Then your open D, 2nd fret D, 3rd fret D, open G, 2nd fret G, open B, 1st fret B. Descend, ascend, descend. Now try to practice that, freeing up your index finger, because you're going to need that for your capo later. It's going to feel weird at first, especially if you've been playing for years and you're used to squeezing the neck in a certain way. You have a certain shape you use to your hand and position for your thumb when you play a C. You're probably going to have to change that now. Just for that one position. And if you slide that down to A, so that's the purpose of the cage system for me. There's a bunch of different reasons to use it. And like I said, I use both. If I'm in G and I want to get to G here and I want to scale into it to make it sound, I'm going to just make it very basic for this video. But so that was G to this G, and then the C scale, the C shape out of it, back into G. So I'm only playing G scales, G major scales. I'm only playing in G. I'm using both systems there. So that's just kind of how they kind of work together. But if you're practicing this out of your C, try it with just ascending and descending. Try it with both. Using with the index, without the index. That way you feel comfortable when you need to play an F here. And once you get comfortable, take off the capo and start playing with the scale. Start improvising within the scale. Just different notes. Just I don't know. Just making this up. Pedal. So that's what I'm thinking, and it goes beyond that, but that's the basis of what I'm thinking. If I'm getting more into scale patterns or getting more into or just leads, I'm trying to improvise or just noodle around, I have targets I look at. So it's shapes, then it's target notes, then it's tension, and then a resolve. So that's what I'm thinking when I'm playing lead. I'm thinking that there's a tension note that needs to resolve. You're playing an A and your chord changes to D. That I'm gonna add tension by going to that seventh, the flat of seventh of A, and then into the D. So the third of D with the. So it can sound complicated, but once you learn these shapes, it really makes it easier, and it makes it easier to explain when you're teaching. So C shape, K system, learn the K system, every coordinate, C, A, G, E, D, practice without using your index finger, so you can get used to C, A, G, oh there, E, D. Again, C, A, G, E, D. So you can get used to playing the D here, or the G here, which would be a D. So it's all movable, and there's the scales within each of those shapes are movable, and that's it. So it's my first time doing this, and if I need to do something else, differently, let me know. I guess in the comments. I don't know how this stuff works, so bear with me if you do ask me something in the comments I don't answer right away. It's probably because I'm trying to figure out how to turn the computer on. And I hope that all helps. So have a great one. Thanks a lot.